We are live from Greenheck Fieldhouse on the campus of DC Everest Senior High School. Tuesday night is hockey night. It's the season opener for DC Everest against Northland Pines. Welcome to our Zaleski Sports coverage. Our first game of DC Everest hockey, and if you've been a hockey fan and you've followed the broadcasts over the years on the radio, you're going to love the video presentation tonight. And this is the traditional opener. These teams, Northland Pines and DC Everest, have opened against each other for the last couple of years. This has been a great rivalry. Hello, everybody. I'm Chris Conley. The Evergreens were 5-3 winners last year up at Eagle River at the big Quonset Hut and the Hockey Hall of Fame in Wisconsin. Again, when you open against a rival, you just don't know how they're going to be for the rest of the season. Pines was only 4-17, and year after year they're much better than that. Evergreens were 10-14. The Evergreens have graduated a lot of players, and it's a younger team now. Evergreens coming out onto the ice with their new home uniforms. The sketchy tree is gone from the front of the sweaters. It says DCE and the team numbers across the front. More of a retro look. I kind of like that. Northland Pines will be coming out onto the ice in a moment. They look a little like the New York Rangers of my youth. They'll be in the blue sweaters with red numerals and red lettering. Pines also has a new coach. They suit up 18 skaters. One of the things to watch tonight, again, as you look down at the ice here at Greenheck Fieldhouse, this is the biggest rink that any of these players will play on. It's an Olympic-size rink. And sometimes early in the season, you'll see as you get towards the closing minutes of a period, that it's just hard for some of the lines to get up and down the ice, like they need the break between periods to kind of get their legs back under them. You know, while we wait for Northland Pines to come out, and then we'll introduce you to our starting lines and our national anthem, our broadcasts are well supported by our Zaleski Sports sponsors. Why don't we take a first early break, and then we'll drop the puck on this new hockey season when we come right back. Getting ready for DC Everest and Northland Pines high school hockey on Zaleski Sports.
At Nicolet Bank, we believe that our hometown communities are the backbone of what makes Wisconsin special. From Crivets to Manitowoc and Algoma to Grand Chute, you see a thriving community with Nicolet Bank working as a partner, acting not as a corporation, but a community. When we serve together with local entrepreneurs and leaders, great things happen. That is our guiding principle. A strong and successful hometown means a strong and successful Wisconsin. We are proud to be a part of that. Nicolet Bank. Real people, real conversations.
You know better when you see it.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
But sometimes it's a little harder to tell what better looks like, and you could use a little help.
Thanks, Mom.
Security Health Plan. Everything you need in a health plan. Everything you'd expect from a good neighbor.
Northland Pines is just coming out of their locker room as we're getting ready for high school hockey. Dominic Dahlquist is a new face for Northland Pines. He'll be their goalie. Gavin Smith will start for the Evergreens. Gavin Smith is known from last year. He was the Evergreens' number 2 goalie, but was pressed into service quite a lot during the regular season because of injury. So Gavin is ready to take the reins for the Evergreens. Who's back? Fabulous freshman from a year ago, Thomas Passano. He's a sophomore now, 200-pounder, big kid for the Evergreens, and will move up to forward. Played some defenseman last year. Evergreen starting line being introduced now, and there is Gavin Smith. Will be between the pipes. Couple of new faces on this front line. There's Cole Ress, who we remember from last year. Ketan Ottinger going to play a bigger role this year as well. There's John Friedel. Chase Burnett and the rest of the Evergreens. Let's go down to rink level for our national anthem. So we get our pregame events underway. Dropping the puck in just a few moments. Big crowd here, too. Nice student section. A couple of Northland Pines fans have made the trip down from Eagle River. Hour and a half to get here. Glad to see you. Hope you enjoy hockey tonight. Now, the Star-Spangled Banner. The puck drops on a new season when we come right back after this quick break. DC Everest and Northland Pines next on Zaleski Sports.
At Express Employment Professionals, we place people from all walks of life in all kinds of jobs.
Hi, welcome to Express. Please sign in and have a seat.
Great, thanks. Great, thanks. Great, thanks. Great, thanks.
It is an older team versus a younger team. Northland Pines has 8 seniors. The Evergreens have 9 freshmen, including, coach's kid. Cole Van Slyke makes his varsity debut tonight. It's funny, I saw Cole at so many of the hockey games with his grandparents watching his dad coach. And now freshman year arrives, and Cole's going to see some ice time at the varsity level. All right, here we go. The journey begins for DC Everest and Northland Pines, the hockey opener from Greenheck. We meet at the center circle. Puck drops. Let's light this candle. Hockey is underway. Nolan Elksergma tried to control the face-off, goes behind the net, and Pines from the near side corner. The Evergreens beat Northland Pines 5-3 up at their place to open their season last year. Pines had a lot of boneheaded penalties. They gave up the lead on a couple of power play goals in the third period. Evergreens try their first rush up the ice. It's a little bit long for Chase Burnett. Neither team able to possess. Early change for the Evergreens just underway. Pines along the far side boards from outside the blue line. That's off the glove of the Everest keeper, Gavin Smith. No one there to follow up. Again, what are you looking for? Again, both goalies, a little butterflies early. Yeah, that's to be expected in the opener. You're looking for the goalies to be clean. Traffic in front there. Pad save into the corner. So it's Smith who's tested a little bit early here. The Evergreens looking to clear this out. Cole rests, circles back behind the net for DC Everest. Sweeps it to the near side boards. Pines has the biscuit, but they're back at the red line. Tried to flick that in. Both teams on a change. 90 seconds in, scoreless. Everest player down for a moment. That's Carson Ortel back up on his skates. Pines tries to dribble that through, goes on to the net, and is covered up early on by Gavin Smith. Pines will get an offensive zone face-off. It'll be to the right of the Everest cage. Hockey tonight brought to you by Ag Country Farm Credit Services, a farmer-owned cooperative with a wide array of custom financing and financial services. Loans to leases, crop insurance, tax, and records, they have you covered. Ag Country, Stevens Point, Wausau, Medford, Marshfield. Well, the Pines players went over to the bench for a moment for an equipment adjustment. Now we're ready. Evergreens have not gotten a look at the net down at the other end yet. Carson Ortel, far side board, shuttles this ahead. Now the Evergreens are onside into the corner. Battling for it there. That's Cole Van Slyke. There he is. Cole's on the ice. Varsity time. Puck's in the near side corner. No one behind the net for the Evergreens. Everest back at their own blue line. Outlet pass to the near side. It's in the corner. Evergreens can't follow it up. There's a turnover. See if the Evergreens could possess it. No. Xavier May couldn't keep it on his stick. Pines with a counter-attacking chance. Big hit. Center ice. Clean. Brett Wheelhauer took the worst of that for Pines. Northland Pines onside, but stick checked away from Josh Graves. Pines again, near side boards, flicked on goal, blocker save and into the corner. So it's Pines that's gotten all the looks at the net here in the early stages of the first period. Pines has to regroup. There's a turnover. Let's see if Elk Sergma can get it. Yep, first to it. Sends it around the boards, but there's no one there on the near side for the Evergreens. Comes all the way out of the zone. Christian Simonson got that ahead. Good pass. Here's Passanow, who gave that up, and Passanow looked like he was going to have a pretty good look at the net. Turned over again. Evergreens still have it. Passanow again, and stick checked away. Again, of all the players that you think is going to grow the most from freshman to sophomore year, it's Big Thomas. Towards the end of the game, Thomas ticks in at 200 pounds. A lot of players just don't want to engage him after a bruising night of hockey. You'll see how they just kind of keep away from him and are aware of where Thomas is when anyone's playing near the boards. Pass now again. Evergreens are onside. This is Elk Sergma. Got tangled up near the near side circle. Lost control of the puck into the corner. And the Evergreens still looking for that first shot on goal. The possessions have evened out a little. Pines seemed to have the edge earlier, right after that opening faceoff. Evergreens take it back here. Pines has turned the puck over a couple of times at their own blue line. Got to be more careful than that, but the Evergreens have just yet to capitalize. Sent all the way down. Icing coming up here. 12:23 to play first period. We are scoreless. Hockey is brought to you by Heartland Farms. Nobody knows potatoes in Wisconsin like Heartland Farms. Roots in Amherst, now in Hancock. This is a fifth-generation potato and vegetable farm, producing many varieties of chipping potatoes. They're farming 27,000 irrigated acres and growing. The best in the potato business. Learn more at heartland.farm. That's heartland.farm. Blue line shot wide. Evergreens got that on. Captain Cole Ress. No rebound, off the boards, out of the zone. Back in their defensive end, pass a little bit too long. Couldn't catch up for Carson Ortel. Icing. Offensive zone face-off coming up for the Eagles. This has been a really good rivalry, a nice game to open up the season. Again, Northland Pines is a small school. Enrollment 400, 500. Evergreen's much bigger, 1,600. But everyone at Pines plays hockey. That came on net off the faceoff. Saved by Gavin Smith. Behind the net, can Pines create from there? Got a man in front, take it away. Good defensive play. Wanted to get the puck to Rowan McGee, who is just outside. Lumber on the ice here. Let's see who's without the stick. Both teams will be on a change, and we'll have a stoppage. 11.5 to go, first period. Played nothing but 5-on-5 hockey. Pines has put the puck on net more than the Evergreens in this early stage. Pines gets an offensive zone faceoff to the right of Gavin Smith. Stachowiak takes the draw for the Evergreens, goes behind the net. While Pines has had their chances, the Everest defense has been pretty solid. Got a stoppage here. We're going to have a penalty for action in the corner. Let's see what's coming up. Now that puck went out of play, went out over the plexiglass. We'll have a face-off outside the blue line. Stachowiak takes the draw for the Evergreens. Wins it, goes cross ice. Evergreens push forward onside, just barely, trying to get that ahead, a little bit too long. While I thought Stachowiak in the center of the ice may have been offside by half a step, no whistle, played through it. Pass was a little too long for him. Icing here as Pines will get a line change. Beg your pardon, Pines was offside. Face off outside the blue line, far dot. They're asking Stachowiak again to take the draw for the Evergreens. Everest wins it to the near side. Room here and onside for Fogelberg, scores! Just one stride over the blue line from the near side boards. That's only the Evergreen second shot on goal, but it lights the lamp, and DC Everest will play from in front tonight. They're up 1-0. I believe that's going to be Shaden Fogelberg's goal at 6:06 of the first period. Boy, it's not really who has the most opportunities, it's who makes the most of them. Stachowiak, who'd been very active on that shift, is getting himself a save, getting himself an assist. And the Evergreens have a 1-0 lead. Again, the Evergreens a year ago against Pines came from behind. Fogelberg's also a sophomore who had a lot of chances as a freshman. And the Evergreens bid for a second goal. Pines is on a line change at the 10-minute mark. Wow, that came from behind the net, almost came out in front. Evergreens have it out of danger. Opportunity coming back the other way. A little bit too long for Elk Sergma. Evergreen still hold the zone. Up off the stick and over the blue line. Unable to keep it in was Christian Simonson. Pines unable to possess at their own blue line. Now they're onside. Michael Schmidt in front. Save. And the Evergreens 1-0 lead stays. Hockey sponsored by Crystal Finishing Systems, a family-owned business now hiring for their Weston and Mosinee locations. Openings in manufacturing, fabrication, management, customer service, and more. Join the Crystal Finishing team. Learn more and apply online. crystalfinishing.com. See if Pines can generate something from behind the net. Near side board, centering. Evergreens have it well defensed. Coming back the other way. Here's Stahoviak. He's onside. Got 2 trailers. Stahoviak carries to the far side boards. Tangling up there is Braxton Byler. Young Everest team, but doing fine just so far against Northland Pines. Pines from long range far side boards. Not really good contact with that puck and dribbles onto the goal, and Gavin Smith covers it up. Smith's been the more active of the 2 keepers. Down at the other end, Dominic Dahlquist. I mean, you've seen only 2 shots. One of them got by him. Another offensive zone face-off for Northland Pines. But the Evergreens have been winning a lot of these draws. Near side boards. Everest is onside again. Rush from Adam McCaig. Behind the net. See if the Evergreens can center. Now, the Evergreens don't have a lot of big kids. I mean, if it's going to be physical in front of the net, that may not be the Evergreens game. Turned over in the corner. Pines counterattack. Got to hold up to stay onside. And disrupting the chance there was McCaig again. So this is an active shift. Wow, you know what? That Everest player just took a swing there, and I think the referee saw it. Going to play on through that. From outside the blue line, bouncing puck again. That's off the glove of Gavin Smith, but Pines didn't have anyone in front on mop-up duty. Turned over here, backhand side. Goalie's going to cover that up. Evergreens had a turnover just outside the center circles, and Gavin Smith decides, I'll glove this one. 7:43 to play first period. 1-0 Evergreens. On the Fogelberg goal. Penalty coming up here on the Evergreens. Fogelberg, the goal scorer, goes to the box. 2-minute minor. Penalties at 9:17 of the period. Waiting for the infraction to be announced. We'll share it with you when it's shared with us. Shot on goal on the power play. Save, Gavin Smith. I believe Fogelberg threw the elbow and was seen for it. Everest penalty kill was pretty good last season. First chance to try and kill off this 2-minute minor from in front, off the pipe and in. And we're tied. Well, that didn't take long at all. Josh Graves is the goal scorer on the power play. So the lesson for the Evergreens is you will like to limit the time in the penalty box, right? Always. Goals at 9:34 of the second period. The first period ties us 1-1. Stand by for goal score and assist information. Back to 5-on-5 hockey. Brett Wheelhauer is the goal scorer. Graves, not the goal scorer. Graves is the assist. Ties us 1-1. Wheelhauer is one of the seniors on this Northland Pines team. Evergreens fight for this in the corner. Everest player dragged down. Play on through it. Well, goalie was screened for a moment. Shot is wide from Christian Simonson, wide of the near post. Evergreens control the puck again from behind the net. Now played into the corner. and out. That go off an Everest player? Nope. The puck is iced and will come back for an Everest offensive zone faceoff. Haven't seen many of those here in the first period. Tied 1 apiece. Shaden Fogelberg figures in all the scoring. Scores the Everest goal. And then while he's in the penalty box serving a 2-minute minor, Northland Pines gets even. Evergreen's going to need to win the race for this puck. Had 2 players back, and that stymied the chance there for Luke Wiesel. And we're getting to the later stages here in the first period. Whistle and a stoppage here. You'll just watch to see how the conditioning is of these players. It's Olympic-size ice. It's a big rink to get up and down. Face off outside the blue line. Evergreens win it. Want that cross ice pass to be crisper. Don't want to be turning the puck over in that part of the rink. Pines behind their own net. Evergreens swarm to it, looking for a turnover of their own. Skating 5-on-5, tied 1 apiece. Evergreens go cross ice. There's some room to operate there. Carson Ortel sweeps it around the boards. The Evergreens are on a change. And the Evergreens possess. John Friedel couldn't keep it. Evergreens got a couple of players back. Left that for a trailer, fancy by half. Morgan DePite tried to leave that for a trailer and put it over the blue line. Had to clear. 5 minutes to play, first period. Pretty competitive, pretty even hockey. Pines in their defensive end. Evergreen swarm to the puck, hoping for a turnover again. From outside the blue line, shot, glove, save. Gavin Smith drops it to the ice. Pines will try and play this from the far side corner. And out of the zone, Pines will have to clear and touch up. First intermission, enjoy our DC Everest video and we'll recap the scoring, give you the goalie stats. 1 apiece now. Boy, if a team scores one of these goals between now, shot, save. Gage Marin, senior, on net and gloved by Gavin Smith. Yeah, if one of these teams could get on top of the other just before the first intermission, we're getting to the late stages of the first period, you'd feel really good going to the locker room at the first break with a lead in what's been a pretty even hockey match so far. I see that elsewhere on our Zaleski Sports coverage tonight, got another hockey too. We're up in Lakeland where Picelli is playing. Smaller schools, but the hockey's just as competitive. Turned over. Evergreens try to get that centered, popped up instead and went behind the net. Chance disrupted by that defenseman for Pines. Trip there, hard hit, play through all of that. Evergreens on the near side boards. Passanau, feed here, shot, score! Thomas Passanau to Cole Ress. Ress is the lamplighter for the Evergreens, and there is that late goal that gives the Evergreens a good shot at taking a lead to the locker room. The goal comes at 13:30 of the first period. Boy, that's a classic assist. Passanau right onto the stick of Cole Ress, who did not miss. And the Evergreens have scored again! Sometimes you see that in hockey, where one thing cascades on the other. I believe that's Christian Simonson's first varsity goal. Let's confirm that Simonson is indeed the goal scorer. That comes just 10 seconds after the last score. Evergreen score at 13:30 and now at 13:40 for a 3-1 lead. Yeah, that's Christian Simonson. You always remember your first. And the Evergreens have scored again. Dominic Dahlquist is a goalie that's lost his confidence right now. That's 3 goals within the span of a minute. That one's going to go to Carson Ortel. Beg your pardon, Carson Ortel scores and then goes right to the penalty box. What's going on there? This goal comes at 14:03. Boy, this has been an eventful 1 minute of hockey. 1, 2, 3 goals in lightning succession. It is indeed Ortel to the penalty box. But I believe he's also the goal scorer. It is. Carson Ortel, and it's Cole Van Slyke who gets the assist. And Carson Ortel is going to serve a 2-minute minor for unsportsmanlike conduct. So there you go. Something good happened, and then I would imagine unsportsmanlike, probably something that was said right afterwards. Pines needs to get one of these goals back. 1:15 left in the Pines man advantage. Pines scored their only goal on the power play. And the Evergreens clear this all the way down. Yeah, 4-1 seems like a big hill to overcome. And that's 3 goals in the span of 1 minute. Ress, Simons, Ortel. Simonson, beg your pardon. 45 seconds left in the man advantage. Pines on the near side. You know what? This goes to show you how this Pines team is a little bit disoriented. Yeah, their goalie has struggled. I mean, over a 1 minute period, gave up 3 goals. But Pines has not been on track yet. There's a shot wide of the far side post. Luke Wiesel. Pines still holds. 20 seconds left in the man advantage. Then about 1 minute left of 5-on-5 hockey till we get to the first intermission. Centering in front, deflected by one of the Everest players. It's in front and wide of the far side post, and now covered up by the Evergreens' Gavin Smith. 8 seconds left in the Everest penalty kill. Pines gets a new line out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new skaters coming on for the Eagles. They get an offensive zone faceoff to the left of the Everest cage. Puck drops. Evergreens want to get this out of trouble, and they do. Off the boards, down the ice, and there's the penalty kill. Evergreens 1 for 2 on the PK. And the Evergreens chase this puck all the way down the ice. Yeah, Pines needs to make sure that the deficit isn't any more than 3 goals. This is a team that's kind of staggered right now and has got to get to the locker room. Can't be any worse than 4-1. Final half minute, centering in front. It's a pretty good chance and disrupted. Unable to stay on his skates was Anderson Keitley. Evergreens want to close this out, keep their 3-goal advantage. Boy, sometimes just moments can be decisive. That 1 minute of hockey late in the first period is going to loom large in tonight's outcome. 10 seconds till first period horn. Pines coming back the other way, going to get a late look at the net. That's a save by Gavin Smith, and drops it to the ice. That'll do it. Evergreens get 3 goals within the span of 1 minute all of them coming at even strength. It's Everest 4, Northland Pines 1. DC Everest video after these messages. You're watching high school hockey on Zaleski Sports.
Elite Auto Care is a family-owned business providing top-notch car care to the Schofield, Weston, and Wausau area. They deliver honest and professional automotive repair and maintenance services with quality ASE certified technicians that you can trust. Elite Auto Care offers the latest technology and is equipped to handle all major and minor repairs on both foreign and domestic vehicles. From general maintenance, air conditioning and brakes to exhaust, axle repair, tires, or just a simple oil change. Turn to Elite Auto Care, your local family-owned auto business on Schofield Avenue in Schofield.
I'm Jamie Schley. As your American Family Insurance agent, I'm looking out for what matters to you, even when nothing is wrong. Give me a call or stop by our new office location and let's talk about your insurance needs today.
Grassland Dairy Products is your match for an exciting new career today. Go to grassland.com to see the opportunities waiting for you. Browse through careers like CDL truck driver, shipping and receiving, line tech, quality assurance, forklift, maintenance tech, inventory associates, and more. Great compensation, weekly pay, and zero premium company-paid health, dental, and life. Apply now at grassland.com or in person at Grassland Dairy Products, Fairground Avenue, just south of Greenwood.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
I've talked to a lot of people. They ask me what my favorite class is, and I say the house class, and they're like so confused. Like, you actually build a house for someone, and they're like surprised that high schoolers are building a house, but I think it's really cool.
For a long time, the definition of success for a student was, did you go to college? You know, for right now, that's not the only avenue to success. Do we want students to be college ready? Absolutely. Do we want them to be career ready? Of course. But when we take a look at things that lead a student to be life ready, they need to become lifelong learners.
I think overall the environment of DCA Enterprise is kind of school environment in the sense that you're working with fellow students, but it is at its core a business.
So we don't only look at the end product. Yes, they might have gotten a diploma, but did they learn how to learn? And I think that's a big key.
So the hydroponic zip grow is basically like we have a bunch of towers lined up and we have water dripping down from the top so it drains through the bottom all the way through so we can get all 14 of our plants that we can fit in there. Usually they're in the towers I think for about 3 weeks they grow, and then we start harvesting them and give them around to the schools. I was actually interested in agriculture before taking this class, and I feel like working in the lab in plant science specifically helps a lot.
So we have courses that are designed specifically together within what's called a career pathway, where students can pursue their interest as early as 6th grade and decide, you know what, I really like auto mechanics, or I really like agri-science, or I really like construction. They're going to find out within the safe doors of DC Everest, are they going to find out that career path is for me or it's not? And actually both are a success. It's okay to learn that you didn't really like that because it was a free opportunity and you were supported in a productive learning environment.
I never thought I'd be good into welding, but then I took my chance and I actually prefer welding over automotive somehow, even though I've been into that for quite a while.
I think the greater DC Everest community has a culture of excellence. So once we produce success, of course, you have to maintain that success, right? So we are always looking to raise that bar, and I think the community expects that.
I was very surprised to walk into the new culinary arts room because I was fully expecting to have it be designed after like a home kitchen. And then I walked in and saw the industrial stylization of it. It was definitely something that I wasn't expecting,
because everyone has seen the inside of like a fast food restaurant and you can see their kitchen, but it's very different when you're standing in the kitchen and you think to yourself, well, now I got to do this. Where is everything?
Oftentimes people look at the tech wing and see, oh, that's just, for people who are interested in shop, welding, cars, that kind of thing. But the opportunities to hands-on learn and see a career opportunity is unmatched.
I think something that all districts can kind of aspire to is the fact that this is really something that takes all the way from the leadership at the top level right to the students. And we really focus always on the why. Why do we exist as an organization? It's for students. Everything we do is for students.
Edgar Family Restaurant is located just south of Highway 29 in Edgar and open 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, drink, dessert, get it all at Edgar Family Restaurant. Homemade food to fill your belly and your soul. Daily specials including Friday fish fry, soup, salad, pies made from scratch, and a full menu of choices are yours at Edgar Family Restaurant. Give back to those who support our community. Give back and visit Edgar Family Restaurant for breakfast tomorrow, then stay for lunch and dinner too. Edgar Family Restaurant is a proud backer of Wildcats football.
What Heartland Farms is a large potato and vegetable operation. Who Heartland Farms is a group of hardworking, dedicated people who have a common vision.
Heartland Farms is an accumulation of individuals who came from family farm backgrounds, grew up on family farms, and now have come together as one larger team to own and manage a much larger farm enterprise.
We said we're growing, and we are. Come join the Crystal Finishing family. We're looking for experienced industrial maintenance mechanics, CNC fabricators, all driver positions for our freight team, as well as skilled and general production. We know the importance of a work and life balance. Our shift options and flexible schedules set us apart. Our pay ranges from $17 to $43 per hour depending on your skill level. We're proud to be a family-owned company that is committed to our community, team members, and the growth of our business. Call or jump on our website to learn more.
Winter's coming fast, which means it's time to hit the trails. Bill's Service Center has all things you need to stay warm and dry on the trails this winter. With a full selection of jackets, bibs, helmets, boots, casual wear. And don't forget that Bill's is your chainsaw safety gear headquarters. Bill's Service Center is your one-stop connection for all your cold weather riding gear.
Don't freeze your jingle bells off. Get your cold weather riding gear at Bill's Service Center. Bill's Service Center, where the adventure begins.
Welcome back to Greenheck Fieldhouse. I'm Chris Conley. First intermission. And the Evergreens are up on Northland Pines 4-1. I'll give you our first period scoring in just a moment. First, a quick word or two about other things happening around the DC Everest Athletic Department today. The Everest girls across the hallway are in action against Chippewa Falls. That's Everest girls basketball. Everest girls got off to a rough start. Kaukauna is a ranked team, and Kaukauna handed them a thumping, 101-26. Hopefully, things will be more competitive in the second game of the season, right? Most teams have some improvement between games 1 and 2, but Chippewa Falls over the years has been a very good girls basketball program. So again, it's a high level of competition for the Evergreens, and the Everest girls got off to a rough start to begin their season. Also have an Everest swim meet today. It's a quiet night for the athletic department on Wednesday, and then we head into the Thanksgiving break. Got a scheduling announcement to share with you for Friday. That is November the 25th, day after Thanksgiving. Everest boys basketball will be opening up their season. New coach, new faces at the varsity level. Evergreens are at the Oshkosh North Tournament on Friday and Saturday, and the game's been added to our schedule at Zaleski Sports. Been looking around, I believe that Jason Zaleski will be keeping that game for himself. That's the Zaleski privilege. The Evergreens are going to have, again, a very tough opener. They draw Milwaukee Prep, one of the elite schools in the state, for that first-round game. And then the Evergreens will play Oshkosh North on Saturday. There's no Zaleski sports coverage for the Saturday game. But Friday, you'll see the DC Everest boys basketball opener. And again, you'll see them as an underdog against one of the elite teams in Wisconsin. So that's going to be a yardstick for where the team is. The Evergreens are bringing back Colton Hall, the leading scorer in the Wisconsin Valley Conference. Colton Hall had a tremendous junior year, is already a commit to UW Green Bay, so he'll be playing for the Phoenix once he graduates from DC Everest. Looking forward to a full season of DC Everest boys and girls basketball and hockey coverage too. While the ice has been resurfaced and the teams are about to come back on for the second period, let's recap our first period scoring. The Evergreens did not trail in the first period. Scoreless until 6:06 of the first. Shaden Fogelberg scored the first goal of the season. He was just a stride over the blue line with an assist from Noah Stahoviak. 1-0 Evergreens, 5-on-5 goal. Fogelberg was then serving a 2-minute minor when 3.5 minutes later, Northland Pines got even. Brent Weinhaver scored just 15 seconds into the power play, and that tied us at 1 apiece. Then the most eventful 1 minute of the hockey match so far. Cole Ress scored for the Evergreens, an even-strength goal at 13:30. Thomas Passanow set him up right in front of the net. So Passanow gets the assist. Cole Ress scores, and the Evergreens are up 2-0. And then the Evergreens would score 2 more goals right afterwards. 10 seconds later, Christian Simonson at 13:40. And then at 14:03, Carson Ortel from Cole Van Slyke. So Dominic Dahlquist, the Northland Pines goalie, a little discombobulated, gave up 3 goals in 1 minute. The Evergreens also killed off a late power play to keep their 3-goal advantage. It's 4-1 as the teams come back onto the ice, about to get the second period underway. You know, sometimes hockey is weird this way. You know, Northland Pines outshot the Evergreens in the first period. Yeah, they did. Outshot the Evergreens 16-7. And yet it's the Evergreens that have the 4-1 lead. Tonight's hockey coverage on Zaleski Sports is brought to you by Stewart Optical. Hey, Stewart Optical, glad to have you as a Zaleski Sports sponsor. Check them out at Union Station for all your eyewear and eye care needs. Open 5 days a week with amazing monthly specials and instant savings on contact lenses. Most insurance plans accepted. Schedule an exam now at Stewart Optical. At the center circle to get the second period underway. Evergreens gotta love where they are right now. Up 4-1. Nolan Elgersma to take the draw for the Evergreens. Our officiating crew is looking over at the scorers table. It's the first game of the season for that crew, too. Puck drop, second period is underway. Evergreens defend a 3-goal lead. Pines now moves to our right. Yeah, boy, if Northland Pines is going to make a game of this tonight, the next goal really has to belong to them. I mean, coming from 3 goals back is already a pretty tall order. In that first period, Gavin Smith had 15 saves. Shot just wide. Boy, the Evergreens trying to build on their lead there. Put on goal by Elgersma. Just wide of the near side post. Yeah, this Northland Pines team starts this second period with no margin for error. And there it is. The Evergreens build on their lead. Thomas Passanow has scored. Boy, Passanow's just too big a kid to not have a body on him on the far side post. It's a little too easy. 46 seconds into the second period, and there is the 5-1 lead for the Evergreens. Passanow is sitting on a big season for the Evergreens. Already has an assist. Now has a goal of his own. Assist to Cole Ress. So Cole Ress was set up on his goal in the first period from Thomas, and then it's Passanel from Ress to make it 5-1 Everest. Turned over here. Evergreens get it back. Centering in front, backhand just missed. Passanel almost had a second one. Traffic in front, cleared out by Northland Pines. This will be icing, and we'll come back for an offensive zone face-off down in the Everest end. So the Evergreens now, boy, this is a promising start. We do not have Zaleski Sports coverage of the two Milwaukee area teams that are coming in not this weekend, but next weekend. Evergreens are hosting University School and Waukesha. Boy, as positive as this game is, U School is one of the elite hockey teams in all of Wisconsin. So that's the game that'll be an early season measuring stick. And the Evergreens, since Waukesha has come onto the schedule, haven't had all that much success against them. So that's not this weekend, it's next weekend, first weekend of December, that the Evergreens will have Friday night and Saturday afternoon hockey. Those teams also come into central Wisconsin and play games against Wausau West as well. Hockey's brought to you by Fleet Farm. Sign up for Fleet Rewards. Get exclusive offers and deals. Earn points and save. 500 points equals $5. Plus, it's free to sign up. Start earning points today. Get everything you need at one stop. Fleet Farm. Northland Pines' only goal on the power play, and not much has gone right for the Eagles since then. And in the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game, it was Northland Pines that was generating all of the chances. Shot there, blocker save, and for a moment, goalkeeper Dahlquist didn't know where it was. It was up over the crossbar and behind him. Penalty coming up here. Evergreens have the goalie off. The Evergreens are going to go on the power play with a 4-goal lead. That's touched up. And the Evergreens ready to skate 5-on-4. Roan McGee comes off. It's the first time the Evergreens will skate with a man advantage today. Again, the Evergreens ready to build on what's already a big advantage here. Penalty at 2:31 of the second period. Cross-checking. Evergreen's power play not so good last year. It's one of the areas that they like to improve on from one season to the next. Stahoviak has played well today, centering in front just a little bit too long. Out of the reach there of Passanel. Shot there. It's pinned up against the near side post and the pad. Dominic Dahlquist just barely made that save. 91 seconds left in the Everest man advantage. Face off to the right of the goalie. Comes loose, comes towards the goal, jabbing at it, not in. Pad save and cleared down the ice. So Dahlquist is playing a little bit better between the pipes after struggling in the later stages of the first period and giving up one more here in the second. Pines needs this penalty kill. Got another minute 15 to go. See if the Evergreens can create from behind the net. Far side boards. McCaig is battling for it. And out of the zone, down the ice. Cole Ress will chase. New skater is on for both teams. 50 seconds left on the Everest power play. Goes to the corner. It's too long, trying to close in on it. John Friedel. And Pines high off the boards, out of the zone again. 35 seconds left in the man advantage. Pass there, far side boards. Evergreens are onside. Fancy with the skate. Shot, score! The Evergreens get a power play goal. 6-1. Thomas Passanel has scored twice in the period. 4:06 of the second period with a man advantage. 6-1 Everest. The 5 other Everest goals have all come at even strength. So the Evergreens, 1 for 1 on the power play. Evergreens now up 6-1. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Thomas Passano has a long time to try and bid for a power play tonight. Shot there from the near side. Stick save. Put on goal by John Friedel. You know, for a younger team, too, the Evergreens don't have a lot of seniors back. The Evergreens have been very productive. Got a penalty coming up here. This is going to be against Everest. Pines' goalie is not aware, and he's not off the ice. Now there's a touch. And Northland Pines will get a chance to try and edge back into this. Nolan Elgergsma to the sin bin. Pines is 1 for 2 on the power play tonight. Kind of needs something out of this. Hockey Tonight is brought to you by Purple Mountain Solutions, your business's go-to for public and private warehousing and product delivery. Whatever it is you're shipping, you know you can depend on Purple Mountain Solutions to get it there safely and efficiently. Cross-checking penalty on Nolan. Penalty at 6:10 of the period. That shot hit the post and goes in. Northland Pines has just scored their second power play goal of the night. That's Rowan McGee. McGee at 6:15 of the second period, 6-2. So the teams trade power play goals. Still doesn't feel like the Evergreens are in any danger here. Back to 5-on-5 hockey after Pines lights the lamp. Announcing an assist to Tyler Beetler. And the Evergreens the other way have answered with a 5-on-5 goal. The goal scoring has come free and easy. Carson Ortel with his second goal of the night, so Carson will now have power play opportunities. Try to get himself a hat trick. So just 19 seconds after Northland Pines scores, the Evergreens get it back. Clearly, it's the new home uniforms, the new sweaters, making a big difference. So Carson Ortel with 2 goals, Thomas Passanow with 2 goals. We've got another penalty. So things are a little chippy right now. This is against the Evergreens, and it's against Carson Ortel, who's making his second trip to the penalty box. Ortel was called for an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty right after scoring his first goal. Maybe he's still a little pumped up here, because just seconds after scoring his second goal, back to the box. Interference on Carson Ortel. I don't know, Carson. One more penalty. You can carve your initials in the bench there in the penalty box. It's funny, when these teams played last year, Game was really shaped by Pines penalties in the second and third period. Let the Evergreens get on top in what would be a 5-3 win. Tonight's game a little less competitive. Again, really shaped by 3 goals in the span of 1 minute back in the first period. Pine skates with the man advantage for another 1:15. Yeah, I mean, for things to get interesting, Pines probably needs to score the next 2 goals, score here on the power play, and then get 1 more to follow it up. I mean, it's 7-4. Maybe the Evergreens would sweat a little bit. 7-2 right now, even though the Evergreens are on the penalty kill. Evergreens seem like they're in a pretty good spot. 10 minutes to play in the period, and 50 seconds left in the Pines man advantage. High off the boards and plexiglass behind. It's kept in by Loman Kromsvogel. Plays that down behind the net. See if Pines can get something centered here. Off on the far side boards. Back to the blue line. Shot, a little bit of traffic, save. And out of the zone. 20 seconds left on the penalty kill. From outside the blue line. Only 13 ticks remaining before we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. And the Evergreens will have killed off the Carson Ortel Miner. Face off to the goalie's left. If the Evergreens can kill off the final 5 seconds here, they will be 2 out of 3 on the penalty kill. And we're back to 5-on-5. Carson Ortel, wow, he was cheating just a little bit. He was over the blue line. Carson is offside. Glad you're with us for our Zaleski sports coverage. This is our first Zaleski video feed of DC Everest hockey. Yeah, this is going to be popular, I can tell. Everest alumni, family, friends joining us today. So if you ever can't make it out to the rink and we have the game, yeah, enjoy hockey this way. We're sponsored by Sutton Transport in Weston, your local family-owned trucking company specializing in next-day LTL delivery and nationwide volume LTL services. Rest assured getting your freight to its destination safely and timely. Sutton Transport in Weston, fueled by 40 years of great service with a personal touch. Evergreens onside, kind of stick-checked away, got a whistle, got another stoppage. So suddenly this game has no flow. Puck went out of the rink there? Yes, it did. And we're brought to you by Express Employment. Find your next career path with just a phone call to Express Employment Professionals. They have locations in Wausau, Stevens Point, and Marshfield. No matter where you are in central Wisconsin, save yourself some time. Find your next employer. Online at Express Pros, one word, expresspros.com. Our officials huddle up for a moment, and they are in agreement that this face-off will come from the near side dot. Pine's got to get a new line out there. Stahoviak took the draw for the Evergreens. You know what? A lot of the younger players have played well. Noah Stahoviak didn't get a lot of time with the varsity. He's a senior. He's played very well. Evergreens have gotten good play from Simonson, too. Cole Van Slyke has himself an assist, and he's only a freshman, so the freshman's contributing right away. Who are the freshmen who are on the varsity roster? There are a lot of them. A goalie, Griffin Bennell. Who knows, we may see him if the Evergreens still enjoy this big lead in the third period. Might want to get Griffin some work at the varsity level. Zachary May is also a goalie for the Evergreens. He's a freshman. Gabriel Simonson, Aiden Haupt, Cole Van Slyke, Adam McCaig, who has also seen some ice time and has played well. He's another one of the freshmen. Braxton Byler and Xavier May. So yeah, that's the definition of a young team. 8 freshmen on the varsity roster. And you know what? The inexperience has not shown. And the freshmen have seen pretty substantial ice time. And here they are, the Evergreens enjoying a 5-goal lead as we're in the middle stages of the second period. Again, our next DC Everest broadcast, we have added the boys basketball game at Oshkosh North to our schedule on Friday, day after Thanksgiving. They play Milwaukee Prep. So that'll be our next DC Everest broadcast here on Zaleski Sports at 5-on-5. Evergreens hold it in. That's Gabriel Simonson, one of the freshmen. Flicked it behind the net. Pines off the board. Simonson holds it in again, but couldn't keep it. Instead, the Evergreens have to clear the zone, come back in. 4-1 at the start of the period, and the Evergreens have widened their lead. They've outscored Northland Pines 3-1 here in the second. Evergreens are fastest to the puck, Christian Simonson. We mentioned this earlier in the broadcast. When you play Northland Pines at their place, up at Eagle River, that's the smallest rink in the state. It's historic, it's small. It's like playing pinball hockey. Pines is offside. Here at Greenheck, this Olympic-sized rink is the biggest rink in the state. There are some that are as big, but there are none bigger. And it really does affect how the game unfolds. I thought towards the end of the first period, and again here towards the end of the second, it just seems like some of the Pines players are slowing down a little bit. First game, and it's hard to recreate game conditions in practice. So yeah, first game, sometimes it's a conditioning thing. What's going on here? The Everest bench is getting an explanation about something. We've had a lot of goals scored in this second period. We've also had penalties and stoppages. Just made the second period play a little bit longer than the first. And now after saying something to the Everest bench, we're going over to the scorer's area. And after all of that, a penalty's been assessed on Everest. Something's going on there with Carson Ortel. We're going to stay at 5-on-5, but Ortel is going to serve time in the box. Carson Ortel has taken his seat in the penalty suite. Pines player lost his stick. Evergreens 2-on-1 coming back. Elk Sergma tried to feed that cross ice for Chase Burnett. Yeah, it's a misconduct penalty against Carson Ortel, so we stay 5-on-5. Carson's going to have to watch for a while. And the Evergreens feel like they're playing with some margin for error. Here's a turnover, shot, and score. Evergreens turned it over, and Northland Pines converts it into a goal. Goal at 10:52 of the second period. One of the few mistakes of the night. The Evergreens turned that over at their own blue line, and Northland Pines made him pay for it. 7-3. Again, it was a 3-goal lead at the first intermission, and the Evergreens are still up by 4 here. Sam Warner is the goal scorer. The Evergreens just want to make sure that mistakes don't cascade one on top of the other. Pines really needs to score 1 or 2 more to make the third period a little bit suspenseful. And, you know, again, you break the game down into smaller segments. What's the Evergreens' goal here? Not to give up any more goals in the final 5 minutes of this second period. Keep that 4-goal lead, which seems pretty comfortable right now still, even though Pines was the last team to find the back of the net. Well, here's another turnover, and that's a trip, and Pines is going to go on the power play. Pretty obvious, happening in open ice. Shaden Fogelberg comes off. Second time he's been called tonight. Tripping. 11:59 of the second period. Yeah, Pines needs to cash in on this. Onside, shot blocked. Didn't get through. Defense there from Kenton Ottinger. Ottinger figured prominently on the Evergreens penalty kills a year ago. .125 left in the man advantage. We'll be back at even strength with about 3 minutes left in the period if the Evergreens can kill this off and it's sent down the ice. So far on this power play, Pines has not gotten a look at the net, and they really need to make something happen in this spot. Around the boards, far side corner. And the Evergreens send it down the ice again. Halfway through the penalty kill. Pines starts their rush, pass little long, goes all the way into the corner now behind the net. And Ottinger is there again. No turnover here, boys. Loose in the corner for a moment. 2 of the Northland Pines' 3 goals have been on the power play. Shot there. Save. Loose in front and now off to the side. And down the ice it goes. 20 seconds left. I think the Evergreens would feel pretty good about themselves if they can keep this 4-goal lead and complete the penalty kill. Pines taking a long time to get set up. Onside here, final rush, near side boards. Into the corner. Penalty kill complete. Back to 5-on-5. 3 minutes left in the period. And the Evergreens still have this 7-3 lead. A lot of goals in the hockey opener tonight at Greenheck. Evergreens are 2 of 4 on the penalty kill now. Got another penalty coming up here. Evergreens get the goalie off too. Evergreens will skate on the power play. Penalty coming up against Pines. Evergreens drive in. Shot. Blocked. And now with 2:18 left in the period, the Evergreens will go on the power play. Pines cannot afford to give up a goal. I mean, whether or not the rest of tonight's hockey is going to be competitive really hinges on Northland Pines killing this off. August Nordine, a junior, goes to the penalty box. Penalties at 14:42 of the second period. It's a hooking penalty, 2-minute minor. If Pines kills this off, and boy, do they need this penalty kill, there'd be about 30 seconds left in the period before we go to our second intermission. Evergreen's having a little trouble getting this power play organized. All of the Everest goals except 1. 6 of the 7 come at even strength. Out of the zone it goes. 1:05 left in the Everest man advantage. This power play hasn't looked all that good so far. Played through that trip, even though John Friedel was knocked off his skates. No penalty there. New skaters on for both sides. 1 minute left in the period and 45 seconds left in the Northland Pines penalty kill. Adam McCaig fighting for it behind the net. Evergreens possess, played off the boards. 7-3 on a must-have penalty kill for the Eagles. If they want to live to fight again, trying to feed that in the center, a little bit behind. Evergreens still hold the zone. Along the near side boards, penalty coming up again, jabbing in front. Evergreens still possess. This is also going to be against Northland Pines. Evergreens have the goalie off. Flicked, traffic in front, just wide of the near side post. Both teams are at full strength, but once Pines touches the puck, the Evergreens are going right back onto the power play. Now we've got a whistle, and we stop with 8 seconds left. And someone from Northland Pines is going right back to the penalty box. Boy, this just makes it tougher on yourself. Lot of penalties. Brett Wheelhauer goes to the penalty box. So this is a 2-minute minor that's going to carry over into the third period. Going to drop the puck here, and time will quickly expire here in the second period. Shot high over the crossbar. Final chance for the Evergreens, off the boards in front, and the horn sounds. And a scrum in front of the net after the horn sounds and the period ends. Evergreens were still battling for that puck along the near side post. Got a late look at the net. Puck went over the crossbar, came off the boards. Evergreens were jabbing at it at the far side post. I don't think we're going to have any additional penalties. Let's keep it right here while that's sorted out. Teams will go to the locker room for the second intermission. 7-3 Everest. And the Evergreens are going to start the third period on the power play. And there is going to be a little bit of a conversation still at the scorer's table while they kind of sort that out. Offsetting misconducts, maybe? Now an explanation's being given to the Northland Pines coach. Coach Dan Van Slyke for the Evergreens stays on his bench because he'd like an explanation too if anything's happening from the play beyond the whistle at the end of the second period. Always wonder when one official is talking with one coach and another official is talking with the other coach. Are both coaches getting the same information? And the answer is probably not. Well, we're going to start resurfacing the ice. And I don't think we are going to have additional penalties assessed here. So there we go. No, beg your pardon. How about that? Just posted on the scoreboard here at Greenheck, Noah Stahoviak will serve a 2-minute minor. So instead of the Evergreens being on the power play to start the third period, we're going to be skating 4-on-4 for the first 2 minutes of period number 3. The Evergreens led by 3 goals at the end of the first period. They lead by 4 goals now. We're at our second intermission. It's DC Everest 7 and Northland Pines 3. Back after these messages, high school hockey on Zaleski Sports.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Cropping Central, conveniently located between Edgar and Stratford on County Road N, 715-352-2843. Let Cropping Central take care of your field plans, yield mapping, crop scouting, and crop protection, including hail insurance. Cropping Central, 715-352-2843, and visit them on County Road N, west of Edgar.
when the last thing you need to happen does. One of our 16 mobile service trucks from Sherrill Tire and Service Center can keep you rolling and growing. Sherrill Tire and Service Center, your locally owned farm tire specialist.
Sherrill Tire and Service, keep growing and rolling with us.
Find your location at SherrillTire.com.
For years, our Stone Innovations customers told us they love our countertops, but only wanted to deal with one company for their entire kitchen project. Well, we've heard you. So now Stone Innovations can give you a brand new kitchen with the same high quality products, selection, expertise we've been giving you for years. And now we can give you that brand new kitchen in just 1 week. After sitting down with our designers, picking out cabinets, countertops, and flooring, it will only take us 1 week to install everything. Stone Innovations, new kitchens in just 1 week.
Talk to a lot of people. They ask me what my favorite class is, and I say the house class, and they're like so confused. Like, you actually build a house for someone, and they're like surprised that high schoolers are building a house, but I think it's really cool.
For a long time, the definition of success for a student was, did you go to college? You know, for right now, that's not the only avenue to success. Do we want students to be college ready? Absolutely. Do we want them to be career ready? Of course. But when we take a look at things that lead a student to be life ready, they need to become lifelong learners.
I think overall the environment of DCA Enterprise is kind of school environment in the sense that you're working with fellow students, but it is at its core a business.
So we don't only look at the end product. Yes, they might have gotten a diploma, but did they learn how to learn? And I think that's a big key.
So the hydroponic zip grow is basically like we have a bunch of towers lined up and we have water dripping down from the top so it drains through the bottom all the way through so we can get all 14 of our plants that we can fit in there. Usually they're in the towers I think for about 3 weeks they're grow, and then we start harvesting them and give them around to the schools. I was actually interested in agriculture before taking this class, and I feel like working in the lab in plant science specifically helps a lot.
So we have courses that are designed specifically together within what's called a career pathway, where students can pursue their interest as early as 6th grade and decide, you know what, I really like auto mechanics, or I really like agri-science, or I really like construction. They're going to find out within the safe doors of DC Everest, are they going to find out that career path is for me or it's not? And actually both are a success. It's okay to learn that you didn't really like that because it was a free opportunity and you were supported in a productive learning environment.
I never thought I'd be good into welding, but then I took my chance and I actually prefer welding over automotive somehow, even though I've been into that for quite a while.
I think the greater DC Everest community has a culture of excellence. So once we produce success, of course, you have to maintain that success, right? So we are always looking to raise that bar, and I think the community expects that.
I was very surprised to walk into the new culinary arts room because I was fully expecting to have it be designed after like a home kitchen. And then I walked in and saw the industrial stylization of it. It was definitely something that I wasn't expecting, because everyone has seen the inside of like a fast food restaurant and you can see their kitchen, but it's very different when you're standing in the kitchen and you think to yourself, well, now I gotta do this. Where is everything?
Oftentimes people look at the tech wing and see, oh, that's just, you know, for people who are interested in shop, welding, cars, that kind of thing, but the opportunities to hands-on learn and see a career opportunity is unmatched.
You know, I think something that all districts can kind of aspire to is the fact that this is really something that takes all the way from the leadership at the top level right to the students. And we really focus always on the why. You know, why do we exist as an organization? It's for students. Everything we do is for students.
Thank you for helping Abbey Bank become the most highly recommended community bank.
Thank you to all of our customers for helping us be successful.
Thank you for putting your trust in us.
Thank you for your loyalty.
Thank you for helping us support our communities.
We are grateful for customers like you.
Thank you to all of our customers. We hope to see you soon.
When buying or selling land, the biggest decision you make is choosing your representation. Whitetail Properties is the top real estate company for selling hunting land, recreational properties, and farms. Our nationwide network of sportsmen, farmers, and investors offers a great opportunity for you to capitalize on the true market value of your property. In central Wisconsin, Brian Roosh is your local land specialist and is ready to help you get started on all of your property needs.
Mid-State Technical College. You belong here. Start your classes and get your degree right here, or transfer to your 4-year.
Mid-State Technical College. You belong here. In person at 4 convenient campuses, online or a hybrid.
Mid-State Technical College. You belong here for your Career Accelerator Certificate, a quick way to get ahead in your career.
Mid-State Technical College. You belong here. Register to start this spring.
Get started at mstc.edu.
Mid-State Technical College. You belong here.
Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on US Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com.
We're back at Greenheck, second intermission. I'm Chris Conley. The Evergreens are leading Northland Pines 7-3. Some additional penalties were assessed as the players kept playing and then were shoving and pushing on the far side post after the horn had sounded to end the second period. Noah Stahoviak will serve an unsportsmanlike 2 minutes. So when the third period begins, it'll be 5-on-5. And we have offsetting unsportsmanlike penalties against both teams that were also assessed. So again, 4-on-4 with the Evergreens leading by 4 goals to start period number 3. 5 goals were scored in that second period. Thomas Passanow had 2 of them. The Evergreens bumped their lead up to 5-1 on Thomas's first goal just 46 seconds into the period. And then at 4:06 of the second, Thomas unassisted, giving the Evergreens a 6-1 lead. That's the biggest advantage that the Evergreens enjoyed. On a power play goal, Roan McGee got Northland Pines within 6-2. Carson Ortel scored for the Evergreens at 6:34, back to 7-2. And then Northland Pines got their only even strength goal of the game. Sam Warner scoring at 10:52 of the period, 7-3. Northland Pines has still outshot the Evergreens, 25-23. Gavin Smith had 10 saves in the second period for a 2-period total of 25. So Gavin Smith has allowed 3 goals, but has 25 saves. Dominic Dahlquist, 12 saves. Teams will be coming out of the locker room in just a moment, and then our third period will be underway. Hockey Tonight is brought to you by Foundation Finance. Now's your chance to work with a company that understands growth. Foundation Finance has grown every year since they started in 2012 with great full-time and part-time positions. Start a job making the money you need with flexible scheduling, a close-knit, fun-loving group, full-time benefits that start from day one. Learn more at foundationfinance.com. You know, there was a car accident not far from the Greenheck Ice Arena. As we were arriving, I was caught in it, and Northland Pines arrived a little bit late tonight. It was just coming off Highway 29. Traffic was backed up onto the highway. I thought, wow, it's a big crowd coming out to see hockey tonight. No, we were backed up because of a 2-car crash that had to be cleared away. So Northland Pines got here a little bit later than they wanted to. Something else to note. Pines does not have a JV program. I mean, the school is just too small. Everest JV played and won earlier today against WIAA. So the JVers got a little bit of work in. But boy, having a junior varsity program makes a huge difference for what you can put on the ice for your varsity. It means you don't have to throw younger kids into the fray before they're ready for it. You have a little bit more of a developmental program. I know in the Wisconsin Valley Conference that's made a huge difference for Marshfield. Marshfield used to play bad hockey. Then they had a JV, which means you didn't have all those freshmen and sophomores on the ice. And Marshfield, over the last couple of seasons since they've added the JV, has handed the Evergreens a couple of losses in conference play. Teams are getting back on their benches. Third period will be underway shortly, sponsored by Elite Auto Care. It's where Schofield, Weston, and Wausau turn for local family-owned auto service you can trust. Major and minor repairs, foreign and domestic. Look to Elite Auto Care. Schofield Avenue in Schofield. Many, many sponsors for our broadcast tonight. Please thank them and, more importantly, patronize them. They make all of this Zaleski sports coverage possible. Mutual of Wausau. Insurance protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Find an agent near you. Go to mutualofwausau.com. One word, mutualofwausau.com. Making sure we got the personnel right because we're going to start the third period skating 4-on-4. No goalkeeper change for the Evergreens. Gavin Smith is still between the pipes. And I would think if the Evergreens bump this lead up to 5, get to 8-3, maybe one of the freshman goalies gets a chance. Maybe we'll see some Griffin Bennell or Zachary May. Third period underway. Evergreens leading by 4. See how this spreads out. 4-on-4 hockey. And just like that, we pick off in the third period where we were in the fourth period. A lot of penalties, a lot of stoppages, and a penalty on Northland Pines. Rowan McGee finds his way to the penalty box for a second time tonight. Well, look at this. This is offsetting, though. John Friedel. We're going to need a second row of seats in the penalty box here. Yeah, you know what? This is good officiating. Our officiating crew calling the captains over. Make sure that this doesn't get overly chippy. So Ottinger is part of that discussion for the Evergreens. Kromsvogel will represent Northland Pines. I don't know. This is taking a long time to sort out. What we know for sure is we have offsetting penalties while the teams were skating 4-on-4. We also know there's going to be an offensive zone face-off for Pines. It'll be to the left of the Everest goal. Ready to go? Ready to go, skating 3-on-3. And what the Evergreens are not happy about is John Friedel is getting a 5-minute major here. So the penalties are not quite offsetting. It's a minor against Rowan McGee for 2 minutes. And a 5-minute major against John Friedel. So we'll skate 3-on-3 for a while, and then towards the end of this, Northland Pines is going to have a 3-minute power play. It's such a big rink, I almost feel sorry for the kids. There are only 3 on each side. That's a lot of skating. Pines unable to hold it in. So, yeah, the chippiness and large numbers of penalties called tonight Just kind of makes it look like a first game of the season for these hockey teams. Boy, it just looks so weird. Pines gets a new skater on. They have just two guys on the ice. They finally get the third on. Late to the scene is Morgan DePite. Shot in front, loose, save. Goalie is underneath it. Gavin Smith covers up. So we're staying at 3-on-3 for another 39 seconds. Then 4-on-4, and then at the end of it, it's Northland Pines that will come back to full strength and will have a man advantage for 3 more minutes. So gradually, the rink is going to be what? Repopulated. Yeah, a lot of open space in this very rare 3-on-3 moment. There's a shot off the goalie's glove. Held it. Stay at 7-3. Thought that may have popped off of Dominic Dahlquist's glove. Holds on. Face off. 29 seconds left of 3-on-3 hockey. Along the near side boards, Evergreen still hold the zone. And we're just about ready to go back to 4-on-4. There we go. Pines now has 3 minutes of a one-man advantage. Pines needs to get something to get a little bit closer. From behind the net, trying to get that centered back to the blue line to the point, goes right past Logan Kromsvokel. Pines brought a radio crew down here, so there's radio coverage of this game being fed back to the Northwoods. The really smart people, though, have found the Zaleski Sports app and are enjoying the video feed. So if you're a Northland Pines fan, we're glad that you're watching too. I bet there are some hockey fans from the hunting cabin tonight. It's off the pads of Gavin Smith to the near side corner. Evergreen started the period with a 4-goal lead. There's been no scoring here in the third period so far. 2 minutes left in the Pines advantage as we're serving out the major to John Friedel. Pines onside, in. Goalie was screened for a moment. Shots high over the crossbar. That was also centered out in front. Now the Evergreens sweep it, not quite out of the zone. Evergreens unable to clear. Shot from the near side. That was blocked and taken away. And the Evergreens do get it out of the zone. Hockey tonight's brought to you by Select Auto Select of Weston. Auto Select Schofield Avenue. With dependable vehicle repair, service, and tires for 22 years. 3 nationwide warranty and free roadside assistance. Auto Select. You're good to go. Auto Select, Schofield Avenue, Weston. Evergreens possess the puck short-handed. Now Pines gets it, starts their rush. 1:10 left in the Northland Pines man advantage. This would be a big penalty kill because the 3-on-3 and the 4-on-4 and now killing off the 2-minute major can take up a lot of the third period. Going to be almost to the halfway point of the period by the time we're back to 5-on-5. And the Evergreens are hoping that their 4-goal lead is still secure. No scoring in the third period. That's out of the zone. 40 seconds left in the Pines man advantage. Culligan Water says get Culligan Water for $9.95 a month for the first 3 months. Visit Sterling Culligan Water, CulliganH2O.com. Evergreens have it. 25 seconds left in the penalty kill for Everest. Send it down the ice. Late change here. Pines with a chance for one more rush. No one able to catch up with the puck there, so we'll have a face-off down at the other end. And we're brought to you by Nicolet Bank, offering personal banking at its best. Locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Colby, Medford, Edgar, and Merrill. Learn more at nicoletbank.com, Nicolet Bank. Nicoletbank, one word.com. Yeah, the Evergreens are going to kill off the 5-minute major and will not have given up a goal. So mission accomplished for the Evergreens penalty kill. And there we go. We're back to 5-on-5. In fact, this is the first time the teams have skated 5-on-5 in the period. And no penalty called on what looked like a trip along the far side boards. Icing. Come back to the Everest offensive zone for a face-off. Stone Innovations, a longtime sponsor of high school sports. Get your next countertop, island, or backsplash from Stone Innovations, the area's go-to for fabrication, design, and installation of a great variety of stone products. Stone Innovations, let them bring your home or business look to the next level. One word, stoneinnovations.net. Another penalty. Cross-checking. It's against Everest. I guess the bad thing for Thomas Passanow is that he has hat trick possibilities and is going to sit for the next 2 minutes. Passanow's got 2 goals for the Evergreens. So does Carson Ortel. So the Evergreens right back on the penalty kill. They possess the puck shorthanded. And after the goals came fast and freely in periods number 1 and number 2, no scoring in the third period. Physical along the boards there. Cole Ress getting tangled up. Pines from the corner, behind the net now. Around the boards and held in front of the Everest bench. Flicked on goal, traffic, went off the blocker of Gavin Smith and into the corner. 1:15 left in the Pines man advantage, and the Evergreens have sent it down the ice. We thank our game day sponsors, Era Pancakes, Merrill Iron and Steel, and Jamie Schley, American Family Insurance. Rush along the near side boards. Cross ice, nice pass, shot, save. Deflected off the pads of Gavin Smith, goes into the near side corner. Evergreen still not able to clear. 40 seconds left in the Pines man advantage. From behind the net. Trying to center that in front. Disrupted by one of the Everest players, and down the ice it goes. I think that was Ottinger who got a stick in there and disrupted the chance. 20 seconds left in the Pines power play. Well, I'll tell you this. Pines has skated with a man advantage for a good part of the third period so far. And the Evergreens penalty kill has just not allowed them to get any closer. Keeping this a 4-goal lead. Sent down the ice. Back to 5-on-5. 9.5 left to go in tonight's match. So the Evergreens look like they're sitting on a win. That's covered up by Gavin Smith. Pines player closing on the net, but after the whistle sounded. Both teams will send new lines out. Again, the competition gets tougher for the Evergreens next weekend. U School and Waukesha come here to Greenheck to play. In fact, the Everest schedule this year is home game heavy. It's funny how that's worked out for years for hockey. There are some years where they just play more road games. The schedule's not balanced. And other years, like this year, more home cooking here at Greenheck. Under 9 minutes. We're in the middle stages of the third period that has been scoreless. Shot there, save. Gavin Smith. Is it just me, or is Gavin Smith getting better as we've gotten later into the game? That's something you like to see. And Smith has gone all the way for the Evergreens, hasn't allowed a goal since 10:52 of the second period. So that's an extended period that Gavin Smith has kind of shut down Northland Pines. Again, elsewhere in the athletic department, the Everest girls are in action against Chippewa Falls, and the Evergreens are hosting a swim meet. Boy, when the pool is in use, the DC Everest Fieldhouse gets all hot and toasty, even when it's cold outside. The athletic department is quiet, counterattacking shot, save. Yeah, the Everest athletic department is quiet on Wednesday and Thursday, Thanksgiving. Boys basketball opener at Oshkosh North on Friday, and that's going to be a Zaleski sports game. We'll have the video of that from the Oshkosh North tournament. Evergreens play Milwaukee Prep on Friday. That's the game we'll have. And then they play again Saturday against the host team, Oshkosh North. So the boys basketball team is the last of the winter sports teams to get underway. And that's coming on Friday, November 25th, and then Saturday afternoon, November 26th. Second year in a row that they've opened at that Oshkosh North Holiday Classic. Here are under 8 minutes to play in the match. Northland Pines has not been able to edge any closer in the third period. They will get an offensive zone face-off here. Off the boards, out of the zone. Yeah, time favors Everest now. Again, just keeping this scoreless and keeping the clock running. That suits Everest just fine. Young team, new faces. A lot of guys with limited varsity experience, and the Evergreens have done just fine against Northland Pines. Again, Pines was down last year, usually one of the best small school hockey programs in the state. Didn't have a winning record a year ago, new coach here. And I'm not sure, maybe Pines has taken a little bit of a step forward from last year. Covered up by Gavin Smith. But Pines seems like they'll have to grow into a successful team. I'm not sure that this Pines team, just from what we've seen tonight, and again, it's opening night, so it's only first impressions. Does Pines play above 500 this year? Hard to say. And one of the unknowns is that Pines plays a lot of smaller schools. This is in front, traffic there, lunging forward, save Gavin Smith. Smith's been the more active of the two goalies in the third period. Story of this third period, Pines just unable to get closer. Now again, this Pines team, when they play smaller schools, like when they play one of their rivals, Lakeland Union, got a whistle here. There's going to be another penalty. When they play smaller schools, they may feast and get some wins there. This penalty is against Northland Pines. Logan Kromsvogel, 2-minute minor. Gabriel Simonson, one of the Everest freshmen, takes the draw. So a lot of the younger players are seeing ice time, particularly at this stage. The Evergreens on the man advantage. And under 7 to play in tonight's game. Evergreens will set up this rush from behind their own net. Here they come. Blue line and out. And into the Everest bench, so another stoppage. Whitetail Properties sponsors tonight's hockey for the best in recreational or hunting properties in Wisconsin. Call Whitetail Properties and Brian Resch. Share your goals, Brian can tell you where and how to make it a reality. Call 715-213-4468. That's 715-213-4468. Short-handed, a shot high over the crossbar. So Northland Pines gets a look, skating 4-on-5. 1:20 left in the Everest power play. To the near side corner. Evergreen's trying to set this up from behind the net. Had Ottinger in front if they could find him. Instead, off the boards, out of the zone, the Evergreens will have to clear. Now under a minute left in the man advantage and under 6 minutes left in tonight's game. Sent out of the zone again. Cross ice, a little bit of room there. Evergreens are onside. Got a couple of trailers. Stick checked away and sent down. It's a good play by Luke Wessel. 30 seconds left in the Everest man advantage. When we're back to 5-on-5, there'll be less than 5 minutes to go tonight. Post-game, we'll be down on the ice with Everest head coach Dan Van Slyke. Pines has it, looking to kill off, and now we are back to 5-on-5. It has been a scoreless third period. 4-1 after the first period, 7-3 at the end of the second period, and 7-3 is where we are right now. Pines holds this zone behind the net to the near side boards. Crowd reacts to the hit along the near side. Yeah, this is a positive start for the Evergreens. Yeah, I'm not sure that Pines has grown back into the program that they used to be. But, mission accomplished. Come out onto the ice with your new team and come away with a win. And the Evergreens are going to do just that. Pines onside, far side, shot, save. Deflects off the Everest keeper, Gavin Smith, and goes to the near side corner. Evergreen's ready to swallow that up. Shaden Fogelberg has played well tonight. Yeah, Fogelberg and Christian Simonson are the Evergreens who have their first varsity goals this evening. Coming back the other way, Evergreen just wide of the far side post, Braxton Byler. It's probably the best scoring chance that we've seen here in the third period. Everest is onside, sent to the near side boards. Going to chase this down the ice. Simonson's closest to it, coming out of his net to try and gather it in. It's Gavin Smith. 2.5 till final horn. Coming onside for the Evergreens. This is Passanow. Passanow was bidding for a hat trick. Instead, it's Cole Van Slyke from the corner. Cole's not a big kid, but he's battling for the puck. Evergreens back to the blue line, shot wide. So the Evergreens getting some late looks at the ice. It was put on by Christian Simonson. Simonson's got the puck again on the far side boards. Evergreens have 3 players back. 2 minutes to go. Both teams get new skaters on. Probably one more shift of hockey left here. That's Cole Ress circling back with the puck. Evergreens still have it. Playing between the blue lines now. all the way around the boards out of the zone. Puck in front, pops up, out of danger. Evergreens 2-on-1 coming back the other way. Aiden Hapt, shot, save, covered up. Dominic Dahlquist gets on top of it. We're under a minute to play now. Who are the Everest goal scorers today? Shaden Fogelberg, Cole Ress, Christian Simonson. Carson Ortel has scored twice. Thomas Passanow has scored twice. Pretty good group in the Lamplighters Club. Under a minute. Pines with a rush along the near side. Got a whistle here, and why not? One more penalty before we're done tonight. So we will not finish the evening out at even strength. We'll put Roan McGee into the penalty box for a third time tonight for Pines. Come down to the other end for an offensive zone face-off for the Evergreens. And it won't be long now. So the Evergreens will drink from the cup of victory to open up their hockey season. Again, the waters get deeper faster because the two Milwaukee area schools that are coming up here, it's just a higher level of competition. But the Evergreens have something positive to build on. 5-3 winners over Northland Pines last year, 7-3 winners this year. Another penalty coming up. It's against Pines. If Pines doesn't touch the puck, it won't matter. We're down to the final 5 seconds. Sent into the corner. And we couldn't quite get down from the 2-second mark to all zeros. Till Anderson Kitely goes to the penalty box. So we'll have to go over to the scorer's table, do the paperwork surrounding this penalty. 8th penalty against Northland Pines. 7 penalties against DC Everest. Drops here, horn sounds, we've gone final. A scoreless third period. DC Everest defeats Northland Pines in the hockey opener at Greenheck. The final score is 7-3. Congratulations to the DC Everest Evergreens. 2 goals each tonight for Thomas Passanow and for Carson Ortel in victory. I've got Gavin Smith with 47 saves. So he allows 3 goals, but stops 47 others. That's a nice night for the Everest goalie, Gavin Smith. Congratulations to the DC Everest Evergreens, winners by a score of 7-3 tonight. We'll go down to the ice and spend some time with Coach Dan Van Slyke, brought to you by Nasonville Dairy. The Nasonville Dairy postgame show is next. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your curds at Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield, Curtis, or at NasonvilleDairy.com. So that concludes our play-by-play coverage on Zaleski Sports, a 7-3 DC Everest hockey win. Down to ice level for some post-game coverage after a quick break and this word from our post-game sponsor, Nasonville Dairy. I'm Chris Conley. Thank you for joining us for DC Everest hockey tonight. Again, on the ice with Coach Dan Van Slyke when we come back.
Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on US Highway 10, nasonvilledairy.com. All right, so we're here with Kim Hyman. Kim, Nasonville Dairy, 125 years in the making. Tell us about that.
You know, it's fantastic. It was the first plant built in Wood County back in 1885. Sal Nason and his family came here, and they started a small dairy plant. Eventually that plant burnt down, but then they rebuilt onto this same facility, and our family moved here in the late 60s in 1968 and took it over from there, and it's been just a fantastic growth. Great community, great people we have working for us. Oh, it's an open market. It's huge. You know, the opportunity for the diversity in the cheese industry is fantastic, and you have to be that way in order to sell a lot of product. And so we've got a great group of people working on the research and development side for us. So it's been really fortunate for us. Oh, right. We have 185 farm families that market their milk through us here at Nasonville Dairy. And we are so lucky we have like the best dairy farms in not only in central Wisconsin, but in the United States, marketing milk through us. So we're just really fortunate on that side.
Actually, we started in 1968. Our father brought us here from another cheese plant in Wisconsin. We had come from the cheese business. We've always been in the business. We had moved around the state in different parts. He brought us here about that time. The plant ran 7,500 pounds of milk at that time, and now runs about 1.5 million a day. So. We originally started out with making cheddar, and now we make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers cheese, pizza cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Friar, Seco, Parma, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, as well as making some Gouda Edam and a little bit of Munster on occasion.
All right, it's Chris Conley on the ice. What could possibly go wrong with Coach Dan Van Slyke after a 7-3 win? A lot of new faces on the varsity, and a lot of those new faces saw a lot of ice time tonight, and yet mission accomplished.
Satisfying. Yeah, a bunch of guys in new roles, and we put them in situations that we hope that they could be successful, and I think we did that tonight.
Tell me a little bit about a lot of penalties in this game, second and third period, not a lot of flow, and yet you fought through that also.
Yeah, it was really staggered throughout. We had to overcome quite a few penalties called against us. Our PK did an okay job. We got to adjust after they scored their first two, and I think we did a better job after that. We got to control what we can control and stay out of the box better next Tuesday night.
Obviously, the competition is going to get tougher faster in the earlier season. You got the Milwaukee schools that are coming in too. There's going to have to be some growth, I think, from what you saw tonight, even though this is successful, this is positive. A lot of good things happened during tonight's match, and yet there's got to be a step up in the earlier parts of the year.
Yeah, there's going to be a huge learning curve for this group. Again, a lot of new faces, a lot of freshmen, a lot of kids that haven't played a ton of varsity minutes. So we're asking them to do a lot right from the get-go, and again, mission accomplished, but we got a lot of work to do.
I thought you got good production and some scoring from the familiar faces. You do have some guys that are known quantities at the varsity level. They played well tonight.
Absolutely. You know, Thomas, I think, had 2 tonight, and Carson Ortel had 2 as well, and we're going to rely on those guys to put the puck in the net for us.
Coach, look forward to seeing you again later in the season. Thanks for joining us tonight. Congratulations.
Thanks, Coach.
Coach Dan Van Slyke on the ice after a 7-3 DC Everest win over Northland Pines from Greenheck Fieldhouse. The hockey opener goes to the Evergreens. They've defeated Pines for a second year in a row. Again, 7-3 is the final tonight. The Evergreens are 1-0 on the young season. That wraps up our Zaleski sports coverage. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Conley. Good night, everybody.